me on Nick's channel, what's up? And if the boys are watching Nick on my channel, go to Breaking Bad Boxing and follow him. This is my guy when it comes to boxing, MMA, shooting the shit, all good things combat sports. Nick, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Johnny? How are you doing today? Appreciate you having me. I know we're dual streaming. Shout out my boy Lorgol. More time to pet Inouye. If you guys don't know, my dog's name is Inouye. I have a dog named Inouye. So yeah, I'm excited to talk some MMA, man. I'm excited to talk some MMA.
It's been a while. You know what I'm saying? The last fight was pre-New Year's Eve. And now I should know this, but breaking down boxing, and I want to just clarify for everybody as well. This isn't new for me. My channel at one time was strictly MMA and UFC, and I made a pivot a few years back, and it's not like I ever stopped watching UFC. I still watch the regional fights, still watch LFA, Cage Warriors, and all that good stuff. It's just that I felt like it was time to bring back the MMA content, and what better guy to do it than with my boy Nick. We have it. It seems like when the UFC goes missing for 3-4 weeks, because there's so many events now, this modern era, people are getting antsy. The fans.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't necessarily like where the brand of the product of the UFC have gone. They almost went from like this niche collective sport, right? MMA was always bound to grow, always destined to blossom at some point, but they went from this niche collective kind of sport. Being an MMA fan was almost like a hidden treasure up until about 2021. Then when the pandemic hit, of course, it blew up and it got a little bit more modernized. The sport and the levels of the game absolutely grew and interacted. But now we're to a point to where it's so brand modernized that they're changing the UFC Apex to the Meta Apex. So
when did they announce that?
They just announced it today. I just read it today. So 1 second here. Let me pull it up for you.
Well, that's a lot of money, man. We know about old
UFC and Meta announced naming rights partnership for Apex venue in Las Vegas 22 hours ago. A 5-year rebranding agreement now named the Meta Apex.
What website is that?
I googled Meta UFC Apex and it came up on SureDog UFC. I mean UFC.com posted it 22 hours ago. So it came straight from the horse's mouth 22 hours ago. So
yeah, I've been using
and I mean, like, look at even, dude. Let's go and even talk about before we get too deep into the MMA talk, my boy Lirgol actually messaged me directly to ask you a question directly. It's not a crazy shit talking question. I swear it's a real question. Really quickly, let me just finish my quick ranting on UFC and their marketing now. Even then, bro, like look at the Cage now where it has 1.5 million advertisements. It's like they're stepping on OnlyFans and condom advertisements every single scrap that they're doing, right? They're throwing a kick. They're throwing a kick off a Budweiser logo. As compared to even when you had the UFC, was it the 25th anniversary where it was just a pure yellow mat with the UFC brand in the middle of it? It was so sick, dude. So badass. Just the times have changed. I feel like it's lost its brand and it's lost its brand and identity, and it's just become this marketing shill. I mean, even then, they don't even have like their own uniforms, their own custom shorts. They have to wear these uniform monetized ass shorts so I just wanted to rant on that a little bit. The sport's in a great place. The sport's better than it's ever been from a skill perspective, but just from a branding perspective, the UFC, not the sport of MMA, but the UFC specifically, it's just something I want to rant about. My boy Lirgol actually asked, I'm sorry.
Do you remember the days before the Reebok deal? Do you remember, like, I'll never forget this.
Bill Davis coming out to pink shorts. Like,
bro, come on. I'll never forget, and I still kind of feel bad for the apparel line, but right when Conor broke from the UK into America, he had that his own brand. Do you remember the t-shirt company he would come out to, and it would have the Fighting Irish logo like this? And
I remember the logo, but I don't remember what the company itself was called.
It'll come to me. And it was like literally in the next 6 months, Dana White announced that fighters weren't allowed to wear. And at the time, that's where a lot of fighters were making their money off of their brand deals. And then all of a sudden you get 1% of the Reebok deal. And it's like, it started, I think that was 2014, 2015. And it's been this sort of like experiment ever since, I guess.
I mean, Tito Ortiz used to have flame shorts. They were damn near swimmer trunks with flames on the side of them. Like,
dude, the bad boy, old school Vanderlei Silva, dude, with the little fucking in the bad boy shorts, or Vitor Belfort.
Dudes
Yeah.
bro, people used to weigh in like their city jerseys. It was badass. Like
Yeah,
they
dude.
used to at least be able to weigh in their city jerseys because I forget who the fighter was, but a fighter had a Larry Fitzgerald jersey one time. And I was like fucking sick as a Cardinals fan. It was just lit. And I forget who the fighter was. I'll go find a photo of it at some point. But
I messaged you on Instagram. You posted about Fitz, and him and I went to college together my first 2 years. I was at Pitt playing
Pitt,
baseball. He was
bro,
at Pitt playing football.
people don't understand the lineage Pitt has. Dan
Oh,
Marino, Darrell Revis, one of the greatest cornerbacks of all time. LaShawn McCoy, going to be a Hall of Fame running back. Aaron Donald, the greatest defensive player of our era, possibly. Larry Fitzgerald, top 5 wide receiver of all time. Kiss my ass if you think otherwise. Stop fucking playing with me. OG
Curtis Martin,
running
Curtis
back.
Martin,
Curtis Martin,
Martin, Tony Dorsett.
Dorsett,
Dude,
bro.
one of the goats. Yeah, Pitt's football program. It's deeper than that too. There's more guys that we're just missing, but those are the big
definitely
ones.
someone I'm forgetting too as well. But bro,
Yeah.
like they're deep as hell.
And
like,
we were known when I went there.
You can literally put their like 7 on 7, 11 on 11 team with almost anybody in any school of all time. Hugh fucking Green on top of that too as well, dude. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, I remember.
It's one of the craziest schools ever when NFL.com has Darrell Revis ranked as the 10th best. The 10th best.
Revis was a dog, man. We had, when I went there, we were more of a basketball school and football school. We were never a baseball school coming out of the Midwest, Northeast. But that's probably why I got a scholarship there. But
dude, last one, Mike Ditka went to
Ditka, yeah. But the lineage is crazy.
Here, let me read you this question here from my boy Leargoal. I want to make sure that he's still on the live. At least I think will be. If not, I'm going to record your answer to it either way. He said, because he said you going live with Johnny. I said, yeah. I was like, you want me to bring anything up? He said, actually, yeah. If you don't mind me asking him, I don't know why he's there. I don't know why I name dropped him. My bad, Lyrical. Yeah, actually, if you don't mind him asking him Liam Tilava for me.
Yeah.
If you don't mind asking about Liam Tilava for me, he's fighting Ebok, but the 10-rounder. Tilava has never been past 6. Also would have been training over New Year's, Christmas. Wondering if you know what type of shape Tilava's in and if you think he can do 10 rounds comfortably.
So Liam Talava is one of my guys. I'm actually friends with him. He's fighting Stevan Ivic. Now, Talava is a green. He turned pro in 2021. Didn't have an amateur pedigree. Trained out of Bondi Boxing with Tony Del Vecchio. Recently changed gyms a couple years ago. Hard hitting southpaw. Fluent though, has good feet. When you watch him operate, he looks like a guy who grew up fighting. He's just, I don't want to call him a natural. He had one loss. He took on Brandon Gratch, the Bull, and he lost, but then he got his get back and stopped him. So he's one of these guys, every time you see him, he keeps leveling up, adding a little bit to his game. I actually have him. He's my dog of the week. I'm taking Liam Talava'a. I'm at plus 118 right now. Steven Ivic coming off a sort of rock'em sock'em robot affair with Tuivasa, and who's also on the card. I love the domestic. I love a good Aussie heavyweight domestic scrap. Tell Leargal though, it's a half unit. This is another half unit betting weekend for me, both in Australia and Golden Boy. There's a lot of these 50-50 fights. If you play your cards right though, you can mix and match and make some money. My money is on Talava'a. Will he go 10? Can he go 10? He's always in pretty decent shape. Just because we see these heavyweights who we haven't seen extended, he's making the proper steps in taking a 10-rounder. So you have to understand that. That's him putting his hand up saying, hey, I'm going to make a run at this. I'm going to make a run at it domestically. Then I'm going to make a run at it regionally. And he feels with that power, that backhand, and he got a chin on him, it's another step in the right direction. He wants to become an Australian champ. I'm siding with Liam. I like the power. I like the southpaw and his willingness to exchange. Fight not to go the distance is an option. And I like Liam at plus money.
All right, y'all. So Mike Ross, shout out to you. I know you're commenting from my page too as well. Big shout out. Callum Walsh is going to fight at the Meta Apex the 23rd. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm hoping to get UFC credentials. I already emailed them.
You can do it, bro. Do it.
I emailed them for my Breaking Bad boxing email. So if you guys could do me a favor, if you're watching from Johnny's page, go to my page real quick. Simply like the video and then jump back to Johnny's page if you want to. And if you're watching from my page, do the same for Johnny's page. Helps us all grow and things of that nature. And I'm trying to get credentials through the UFC, through Zuffa Boxing. I'm hoping that they're going to give a small content creator a chance to grow with them. So I'm hoping, I think I sent them a pretty good email about it. fingers crossed for your boy Breaking Bad Boxing that I get those actual credentials, because that can help us all out. Because if I can get closer and in depth with fighters, that means I can get in depth with their managers. I can just be, just be the people person I am, in the
One
end
of
of the
my
day.
good friend, one of my good friends that I used to host an MMA live stream with on Instagram, a betting show called. If you guys ever see me type Easy Money, it's an old logo. We used to have a show 2018, 2019, 2020, and I used to do it with a Washington Post MMA journalist who's now started his own MMA management company, Tyler Little. Tyler Little used to be the guy behind Mama's Basement MMA. He's a good buddy of mine, lives in DC. Bro, I know he has credentials, and he could, if you get any like stuck around the way, Nick, he could help you out. I could put you in contact with him.
Actually, someone just commented, if you could highlight this comment, CST Today News. I need to give the most specialist shout out to CST News. My boy Phil at Combat Sports Today. Straight up, the only reason I'm even on YouTube is because of Combat Sports Today. That's no
Nice.
bullshit. They gave me my
Nice.
first ever. They gave me my first ever look at a boxing breakdown ever on YouTube, and they had me break down Kambosos versus Lomachenko, which we called Lomachenko 7-12 knockout. Shout out my boy Phil. Love that
Get
dude
him.
forever. He built.
So I gotta follow him. I'm not
Combat
too.
Sports Today, so
I'm not too familiar with CS Today News, but if you speak highly of him, I'm gonna go give him a follow. And
great
it's
dude.
good. It's good to see you. Giving the shout out to them, guys. This is new content on my channel. This is us revisiting our MMA love affair. I could tell you where I was November 11th, 1993, baby. UFC 1. My first book that was published, chapter 3 in it is Hoist Gracie, me interviewing him in an octagon. So this is just my channel coming back to kind of our origin. We're going to be doing this every week. I know it's going to be another week. We don't have UFC 324 until another 10 days, but get used to Nick on my channel every Thursday. This time we'll be doing this. So you let me know, Nick, when you want me to bring up the odds. This is kind of just like a preview show. Next week will be 72 hours before the fights, more of a prediction show, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying chopping it up with the chat, chopping it up with you just in general.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Breaking Bad Boxing, don't you think you may need to change your name since it says boxing? You never know with some of these people judging credentials. Well, I sent UFCpress.com because they're the ones handling the Zuffa boxing credentials. I'm trying to get in credentials for boxing specifically. I'm trying to get the Zuffa boxing credentials. Either way, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door any way I can to build and grow some relationships. One thing that I'm actually looking into here in Arizona is trying to figure out how to get a judging and a referee license for local fights here in Arizona. I think that would not only it would also grow my knowledge of the sport, just to watch it closer, to grow your eyes on how it sees it. So this is something I'm looking into. One of my closest friends I grew up with, his uncle is actually a judge here, and he judges like every single local fight that there is. So there's that's actually
a good idea.
Yeah, the dude that beat Jordan Pantheon, the Patriot, in his last fight. I've actually seen him fight live on behalf of my boy Zach's uncle. Shout out to you, Zach, if you're watching, my boy. Love you. But yeah, man.
He's fighting He's fighting on the Golden Boy card.
Is he fighting on the Patriot Pantheon or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Dude's not that great, man.
Yeah,
-1 for the white boys.
Yeah, Gary was kind of cooking him a bit on the live stream. But
what my boy Keys to say? I think he's going to get interim heavyweight belt, fight versus Gon, and then eventually the go to Combat Sports after he chins him. Aspinall got to get surgery on his eyes. He's talking, bro. So people were cooking Kiza for saying that Alex Pajeda is the Combat Sports GOAT, right?
No, it was him and I. We went back and forth.
Oh, people in the comments were cooking him though. No. He got someone.
I wouldn't call Pereira the Combat Sports GOAT by no means though. I think there's a conversation.
There's definitely a conversation.
Yeah.
And I mean, quite frankly, if Cejudo would have retired Cejudo would have stayed retired, he would have been the guy. But he tainted his legacy with his last 3 fights. Damn you, Cejudo, for coming back.
It's tough, man. It's a young man's sport, bro. Did you just hear my boy Paulie? Paulie's fighting Rolando D, bare knuckle world title. I'm like, bro, Rolando D is a legit. He could bang, dude. He fought in the. Do you remember Rolando D?
No, I don't.
Rolando D, Filipino boxer that had a 2-fight run in the UFC. His father was a boxer. As soon as his last name is spelled D. His last name is DY. I think he might have been. He broke in. I think in the pandemic years, maybe 2020, 2021. Fought just strictly stand up. knowing Dana, they probably paired him up with a grappler. I could pull him up. But anyway,
He
Paulie's
fought,
fighting.
he fought 4 times in the UFC. He's 1-3 in the UFC.
There
He
you go.
fought Alex Caceres.
There you
What?
go. Yeah,
He fought
Rolando D.
Leroy?
Yeah.
Arizona
I mean, he was on my. He's a boxer, but Paulie, coming off that fight with Little John, all the scarring, money talks though, baby. Have fun in there, Malinaji.
Hey, Set from Pat. Oh, by the way, Set from Pat. I don't know if I would have to change my name. I mean, if it's the boxing portion, maybe not, but I don't think the name Breaking Bad should bother anything at all either, too. Like, I don't think like there's any copyright on the name Breaking Bad, too. I thought so yeah. Johnny, now Holly lost. You got to accept it. Pereira already in the Glory Hall of Fame is going to be the UFC Hall of Fame. Being in the Glory Hall of Fame is like acute to being in the Glory and the UFC Hall of Fame is being acute to like being in the fucking Cricket Hall of Fame. Stop it. Like, dude, fucking Chuck Liddell's in the UFC Hall of Fame, for Christ's sakes. BJ Penn's going to be in the UFC Hall of Fame. BJ Penn.
How, dude, BJ Penn at one time was
We're not talking about one time. If you taint your legacy is tainted. He ended on a 7-fight losing streak. I do
Hold
it.
on.
No.
Let's rewind though. Before that, do you realize how popular cricket is down here? You out here shading cricket, bro. You're gonna get attacked. Cricket's one of the most popular sports in the world.
Cricket's one of the most popular sports in the fucking world.
Look into it. Look into it.
What lame ass world do you guys live in?
India, Australia, Britain.
You guys need a bat this size to hit a fucking ball.
Look into it. I'm not a cricket
popular sport in the world.
I'm not a cricket guy. I'm just educating you. Sometimes you fools need educated out in America.
Bunch of
sometimes the Americans need educated.
See, combat sports today. Cowboy Cerrone is in the Hall of Fame. Like,
dude, don't my favorite.
Cerrone still has one of the greatest combinations I've ever seen put together.
Rick Story knockout.
Bro.
Rick the Horror Story, dude. When he goes body up top, leg kick, walk off, baby. And Story was on a 4-fight win streak. Dude, one of my favorite nicknames is that the combo or no?
No, that's the exact combo. Yeah. I'm just laughing at how many fans cricket has. I'm just laughing at it. Like,
Google it. Cricket
I gambled on a cricket game back in my degenerate days years ago. I won't do this anymore. I won't. I have a firm rule. I won't bet on a sport that I don't watch, and I won't bet on a sport I know nothing about. Now, back in the days, I can't say the same. Dude, I bet on a cricket game, and for whatever fucking reason, it said it was live for like 3 days. I know that's not the case, but
all right, you ready for this? You ready for this, bro? This is gonna blow you away.
That's exactly what I just looked at. That's what I was laughing at.
It's the second most popular sport in the world.
Oh,
I learned that when I moved to Australia because I'm a baseball player and they were cooking.
I'm a dumbass American, y'all. Don't forget. During COVID, I bet on Chinese ping pong. Bro was betting on Marty Supreme. Bro was betting on Marty Supreme over here.
I love those memes that go. So but now we covered cricket. We got that out of the way, and then the Hall of Fame conversation. Who's your favorite glory fighter of all time? Because I got into it with Kiza. I told him I was like, you guys are Giorgio Petrosian, in my opinion. If you're talking glory, Rico Van Hooven, but like when you're talking, Alex Pereira had like a handful of fights.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, when you're looking at like guys, if you're not talking about what about like high year, like no one's going to be talking about body or high year.
Badr Hari.
Badr Hari, or okay, that's the
Badr Hari. You're talking about now. We're talking
but even then, that's Moroccan. About, like, I am the most casual kickboxing and Muay Thai fan you'll ever find.
I'm not like deep in it.
Okay, so that's the thing. Did you know really a lot about kickboxing and Muay Thai? I know a little about your one championship, and that's mostly because of Combat Sports Today and what I watch on Amazon Prime.
It's because I did a documentary on Lethway, bare knuckles boxing with headbutts with Dave LeDuc. And so for like 4 years, I was encapsulated in that whole 8-point striking system. Lethway's a 9-point striking system. Been to Cyprus, been to Thailand, been to Myanmar. So, but yeah, it never broke through. It's crazy. Even like in America, at least Glory, you'd watch their cards, great fights, back and forth wars, but it never took off.
All right, so let's talk about BJ Penn for a minute, man. Let's talk about BJ Penn for a minute because We're not skipping over that bullshit with BJ Penn. We're just not. We're just not.
You're out of your
We're going to
mind.
talk about no.
This guy,
You're out of your mind.
This
You're
guy
out of
won.
your mind.
This guy won the World Jiu-Jitsu tournament.
I understand. I'm a jiu-jitsu. Dude, as an American jiu-jitsu
for
practitioner,
you to say
I know how great he was.
BJ
To go to
Penn,
ADCC
won titles at 45, won titles at 55, fought all the way up to heavyweight.
Yes, I know. He beat the likes of, he fought the likes of Lyoto Machida. But dude, his fucking legacy of beating off guys like Matt fucking Serra and which Din Thomas, Cal Uno, Matt Serra, some good fucking wins. We got to give him the minute word credit.
Serra beat GSP, mate.
Dude, that's what Matt Serra's known for, is only his win versus fucking GSP. It's Matt fucking Serra.
Who else beat GSP? Who else beat GSP? Exactly. Come on, man. You got to give the old head some love, baby boy.
I mean, I'm just saying, man, like, I just don't hold it in a kin when you're fucking, okay, you beat the Diego CTE Sanchez's, and then you have those wars where you lose against Frankie Edgar when the new age starts to come in. But that loss streak
you need to revisit Sean Sherk.
We're not talking. We're talking about a full legacy. His full legacy. Legitimately. He shit on himself. He shit on himself. He lost to Imanari rolling Ryan Hall. You cannot be a Hall of Famer losing to a fucking Imanari roll. Stop it.
Dude, we're talking about the reason why the UFC is different when we're talking about UFC is that it's moments of a career. You know what I mean? It's in flashes. The sport is ever changing. It's a new sport. It's only been around a few decades.
Technical difficulties. 1 second.
Not a bad call, CSD. Not a bad Sarah, Buster Douglas. Dude, people forget Buster Douglas was a legit heavyweight, mate. One of my favorite quotes of all time, Buster Douglas, he was asked years after he retired, did anybody around you expect you at 40-1 dog to beat Mike Tyson? He said, yeah, my whole camp. My whole camp were the only ones that knew I was going to beat Tyson. And then the interviewer goes, you know, what happened after? He was like, where I fell short is nobody prepared me how to live after I won. Everybody prepared him just to win. Nobody prepared him those lessons on how to act as a champion. That was kind of his undoing.
Sorry about the technical difficulties.
It's all good. I think Hall of Famer and then legacy are two different conversations.
Listen, this is all I'm saying. In any self-respected sport,
you can't compare this sport to any sport, though. What other sport was invented while you were alive? Well, while I was alive, it's new. The sample size is like that,
dude. But my point is this: then in this case here, when you have someone that has just as good of a legacy, like someone like I'm going to say it, like Arman fucking Sarukian. Arman Sarukian should be in the UFC Hall of Fame. Stop it.
What has he done?
You're right. He hasn't won a championship.
How many champions has he beat?
The caliber opponents that he's beating is the caliber opponent that BJ Penn beat.
What are you're comparing times and eras now? You can't. That's like comparing LeBron.
I know. I cheated a little bit there. I will call out my own flawed logic there.
All right.
Flawed logic, and I got to check Martis in that.
You need to go watch BJ Penn versus Sean Sherk, the Muscle Shark boy. Let's go, dude. 2007, I think. You got to go back, boy. I know you weren't born yet, but okay. BJ's out of his mind. We get it. Tony Ferguson. Man, it's a shame he never got the Khabib fight, that goddamn extension cord. But the sport's ever changing, man. What's your opinion on this? Because somebody brought up, do you think that the UFC has finally caught on to that Dagestani wrestling style?
I think here's the biggest thing is I think they finally understood how to utilize the fence and risk control, anti-risk control, to use it to anti-grapple. But I also don't think the UFC and just MMA big tier promotions want these heavy style wrestling pressures anymore because they lose viewership. It's statistically proven that main events that have grapple style heavy fighters in them, they lose viewership as compared to striking style fighters. So I think that's just something that's coming along with signing TV deals and such. I don't know if fighters have necessarily figured them out, though. I just think fighters have gotten better steroids to match them.
Wow. So is it a known thing all the daggies are on the gear?
Come on.
No,
come on. Like,
you live in a jiu-jitsu gym. I know jiu-jitsu is a dirty ass sport, Every time I go to like a jiu-jitsu tournament,
at the highest level, it's not even a question. When you see these guys in these
that and
gis,
cycling and jiu-jitsu are the most gearheads I know.
like on everything, bro. Like when it comes to MMA fight, like, dude, I'll never forget watching Islam Makhachev squeeze the living life out of Drew Dober, you know, and it may not be the best look to say this, but this is just my personal opinion. Squeeze the literal life out of Drew Dober, and every fiber in his muscle just absolutely annihilating, shredding piece by piece, fiber by fiber on top of the acne with the acne on top of it. It's like, yeah, that dude's juiced to the absolute gills. Guys are just better at cycling. And I just honestly, ever since what's it called? What was that pissing company that they used to have?
USADA?
Ever since the cut of them, you've just absolutely noticed an absolute uptick in everybody have better cardio, better anti-wrestling, better scrambling. Very interesting to me. So, you know, my boys at Combat Sports Today know that I've always been very vocal about my open thoughts on a lot of fighters use steroids, and that's in both sports.
This is a good comment. He's talking about titles don't really matter, honestly, with most of the best fighters. See, he's also talking about, this is a specific era. We're talking about like Vanderlei Silva, Kazushi Sakuraba. We're talking about, there was a time where people forget
Takanori Gomi, which is one of BJ. I think that's probably one of BJ Penn's best
the
wins.
Fireball Kid, Takanori Gomi selling out $80,000 stadiums. Get the fuck out. People don't realize how big. And then, dude, the Japanese Yokuzu running shit, dude. Fucking let's go. Everyone's on everything. Contracts are, but that's like early 2000s.
Fighters having to get paid if they want to get paid that fight, they have to throw the fight, the Yakuza.
This is like pre UFC reality TV day, that era of like 2001 to 2006.
This is when everyone was on the juice. This is when everybody was on absolutely.
Dude, Alistair Overeem, dude. What are we talking about?
Horse meat.
Oh my God. Wait, boys aren't even hiding it, dude. The boys aren't even hiding it. This is when the day and age where your boy's on steroids and you're like, what are you taking? He goes, I eat chicken. It's like, shut the fuck up.
You know, I use Alistair Overeem in probably a negative context for people that talk about fighters, MMA fighters. I'm like, dude, go look at the picture of Alistair Overeem getting uppercut by Francis Ngannou. That uppercut would knock out a regular sized human, would literally kill a regular sized human. That's what I try to tell him. Like, no, he's getting knocked out. We regular sized folks, me, 5'11", 167 pounds, my spinal cord's getting disconnected. We're dying. Our head can't take that blunt force trauma. How did he die there, Judge? I punched him. Dude, look at this. Look at this. Brother, his neck is holding as much as he can. It's like your head could not go back any further than that. And that is a giant fucking man. That is taking
do you remember his lip?
Punches.
Do you remember what it did to the lip?
Against Rosenstruck? Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
No, but didn't this punch destroy Alistair's lip too?
I don't
think so. Or am I convoluting two knockouts?
Bro, you want to see a crazy shit? Pull up the fucking lip. Pull up the lip.
Rory versus Robbie? Robbie Lawler versus Rory? Do you remember that one?
Can I give an unpopular opinion on that fight? This is going to be really controversial. If you thought about BJ Penn, I don't think that fights. I think that fight has amazing moments, but as a whole fight, I don't think it's a great fight.
You know,
I don't want to use the term great. I don't think it's as amazing as advertised as a whole 25-minute scrap. I just think the moments they have are incredible. So
this is a good question. I like Hendo's knockout of Bisping. That dude, he made it his logo. This is what new MMA fans don't understand. Dude, could you imagine making your logo after getting started? Like Bisping, he'll never live that down. He was
parallel to Michael Bisping.
Bro.
Parallel to him. Coming fist down. Lawler versus Condit was absolutely better. Thank you, Phil. Not a question.
Bro, that's the golden age. The golden age of the welterweight division, boys. That's my favorite era of UFC. The golden age of the welterweight.
Look at that bottom right. The second slide on the bottom. Look at him parallel, literally parallel to
But
bro.
Mike's already out too, though.
Exactly, he's out. That's what
That's from
makes it so crazy to me, bro.
all
Is
the
that
shit talk.
parallel.
That's from all the shit talk. And if people don't know, Hendo hit harder than one of the hardest hitters of all time. That
I
dude is
just watched his Shogun Hua fight.
super underrated. People undervalued Dan Hendo. This guy and he was a wrestler. That's the craziest shit. This is like Hendo is a goddamn problem. One of my all-time favorites.
Dude, what an absolute scrap and war. What an absolute
Dude,
scrap.
one of my saddest disappointments was Carlos never becoming
Yo,
a full champ.
we only got 2 likes on the live on my channel. Go run that up for me, y'all. Go run up a few likes. Come on, y'all.
How are you tracking that? Yeah, guys, like the video.
I'm just looking at the comments in my on my YouTube just in case
Okay, cool.
comments directly from there so I can differentiate them.
Somebody mentioned Michael Johnson, man, 39 years old, fighting. I mean, do you think he has a chance?
Does he fight Alex Hernandez? Is that who he fights?
Yeah, that's a bad matchup for him.
I think Alex, I've actually been impressed with the recent form.
He's coming on.
Hernandez.
Yeah,
Hernandez. I've really been impressed. I feel like since they've had that split, since they've had that split over with Phil, do me a solid, Phil. Tell me how the split of their team went again. You'll know this better, or my boy Chiesa. There was a split amongst the Colorado teams.
In Colorado, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly how the split was, but essentially like Brandon Royval, Alexander Hernandez, them boys, they all went off together and they split from I'm getting killed. I want to say
Fight Ready? Was it Fight Ready?
Well, Fight Ready's an Arizona camp. No, Fight Ready's a Scottsdale camp. It was dang, 1 second. Let me go look this up because this is going to bother me. Point that I'm making, this is long-winded answer. I really like the recent form of Alex Hernandez, man. I think Alexander Hernandez has looked good. His cardio has looked way better, to be completely honest with you. Seems like he's more controlled in his fight. He looked amazing versus Diego Fajeda, and I called him beating the shit out of Chase Hooper. His cardio versus Kurt Hollowball, too. I don't know if you guys remember the Kurt Hollowball fight. James Krause team. Was it the James Krause team that they were all together and split from?
That's Nebraska. That's like Midwest Kansas City.
That's what it is. Factory X. They all split from Factory X is what it is. I want to say it was Mark Montoya that did Factory X. But now they have their own little fight team. It's called like Underdog or something like that, like Raw Dog Underdog Combat. And it's with Brandon Royval. I want to say, oh boy, that's the 145 contender that just beat Calvin Kattar and Alex Hernandez. So yeah, let's talk about this card. We're finally going to jump to it. The odds here, 152. We don't have any props yet.
Not yet.
Honestly, I think Alex Hernandez is going to finish Michael Johnson, man. I think Michael Johnson's like, he's so good at scrambling and moving, but I just think he's going to get clipped somehow in this fight. Or he's going to
been around forever on a 4-fight win streak
on bottom. And man, I used to sell marijuana to Michael Johnson when I used to bud tend on him, man. And I just don't think he's like full-time training all the time anymore. Like, he just doesn't seem like he's full-time training anymore. This is just kind of what I get from him. This is when I used to work again. This was years ago. And this was years ago that I'm saying that I don't feel like he was full-time training anymore. So I don't necessarily. Let me pull up some odds on my book here for it.
I mean, he's 4-0 in his last 4. I'm friends with his coach. Shout out to Coach Corey Peacock, Dr. Corey Peacock. He's a strength and conditioning guy. He's been down at in South Florida forever. He's had Michael Johnson since his 20s. So I could send him a message now, dude. Johnson's one of these guys, 4-0. He's still, his shortcomings were always his fight IQ. Fights he would be winning. Think about the Josh Emmett fight, and then boom, let me stand and trade with Emmett and get knocked out. But now he's wrestling more, grappling more. This might be a grappling fest.
Well, I was thinking about that in general, but Michael Johnson has really good hips and he's scrambly, but
we know he could crack.
If Alex Hernandez gets a hold of him, he's gonna big dog. He's gonna big dog him, like in terms of pure strength.
You think so?
I do.
He's not that big. I mean, Alex is thicker, but Johnson's longer, and Johnson's
he has a good wrestling base. He has good hips. He really knows how to utilize his hips. So, I mean,
there's a lot of fights to talk about. So who do you like? I think I'm probably tipping Alex here though.
I would lean Alex myself. It's a kind of a no bet fight for me. Watch live and see how it goes fight. There's just so many other better fights that are like around the same price range. Like in my
Which one?
opinion, I think there are just so many better fights that are around the same price range.
Do you
Like
want me to bring one up?
yeah, like I think Charles Johnson over Alex Perez. You can get Charles
Yeah.
Johnson over Alex Perez at similar-ish odds. I mean, better odds in this case here, or I don't know, not is it better or worse? I
Similar.
can barely tell.
Similar. They're both at like 40 to 50% return.
You get a $52 return off a $100 bet, and this one you get a $47 return. That's how it works, correct? Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I'd rather take like Josh Hoyt, who's gonna no doubt beat Denzel Freeman. He's gonna probably wrestle fuck him. Probably gonna wrestle fuck this Denzel Freeman guy, even though I can't wait to see Hoyt get knocked the fuck out. But they want him to lose. And then
why don't you look? Hold on. You who do you want to see get knocked out?
Josh Hoyt or Hoyt?
Hokit. You don't like Hokit's shtick?
Nah, man. He sounds like a fucking tool. Just a heavyweight Colby Covington. And the Colby Covington stick dried up real fast for me personally.
Yeah. Chael Sonnen's little baby.
See, even Phil says, I genuinely thought Michael Johnson would be BKFC right now, getting chinned by crackheads. Holy shit, that would be sad. That would absolutely be so sad to see.
Dude, the disrespect in MMA forums is insane. Like this is the biggest difference, and you can tell. Like when you look, boxing could be the Wild West in boxing chats too, but MMA because it's newer. Dude, the disrespect toward like the narratives and the rhetoric around fighters are way more disrespectful. It's crazy.
Man, I mean,
like Michael Johnson's a legit veteran that should be respected. The dude's been around forever. He's fought everybody. Like he's on a 4-fight win streak. To say that, if anything, you should rewrite that statement and say it's shocking that he was able to turn his career around in his mid-30s and get performance of the fight bonuses, performance of the night, winning an extra $50,000 for some of these guys. It's everything. There's not people think everybody's a millionaire fighting in the UFC. So without getting too personal, I'm going to defend MJ there a bit. I love this I love seeing a 39-year-old on a 4-fight win streak. Yeah,
I mean, I just think you could again. That fight.
It's a funny comment though. Fighting crackheads. It's a fucking funny comment, dude. Some of them cats in the beat, like
male
OnlyFans stars. You know what I mean? Like guys who do OnlyFans fighting in BKFC. It's like what the hell?
Shit, I've had. I wouldn't mind squeezing some fruit for money on OnlyFans. You feel me? Like you're telling me, bro. I had a girl one time, bro, at my work. She was really cool. She told me I would pay.
She was really cool.
She would tell me. She said I would pay to watch you squeeze fruit with your thighs. She would say some shit like that.
Let's do it.
Damn, I should start an OnlyFans. So, boys, if you're listening and you got some thunder thighs, shit, handle business.
Oh my god. Yeah, I like Michael Johnson. I like Charles Johnson energy. I think I'm high on him. I was the only guy to pick him to beat.
Charles Johnson's going to finish Alex Perez. I think Alex Perez has a really bad habit of things going wrong for him, and I think the same thing's going to happen here. He's going to slip on a banana peel somehow, some way. Charles Johnson's going to turn up the volume, especially by round 3, beat up the body. If it was a 5-round fight, Charles Johnson would be finishing almost everybody.
I'm the only guy to pick him to beat Van. That was partially to loyalty. I first interviewed Energy when he was. Dude, I told you the story, dude. This is a guy who was in the Muay Thai. Did you ever watch the Tiger Muay Thai reality show?
No.
Yeah, we're getting. This is when I was doing we're getting in the weeds now. Striking. Tiger Muay Thai out of Phuket used to have a reality show to get into the house, and they would give scholarships. So this is I first knew Charles Johnson 2018, and then it's shocking the disrespect he gets by the powers that be in the. Has he had a main event yet? Like this guy, he should be fighting for world titles. The dude's a stud.
He should absolutely be a 5-round fighter.
Yeah.
I always like to shout this out. My boy Phil from Combat Sports Today can attest to this. He essentially gave me a shout out when he said, I'm the best 5-round fighter in the UFC. And like 3 days before I tweeted that at him, like I tweeted like a clip of me saying that. I was like, man, if Charles Johnson fought 5 rounds, he wouldn't lose a fight. Like I really believe that. His cardio
No,
and pace breaks everybody. He is
bro.
one of those fighters that he's Josh Van-esque in that way, to where, and Pantoja-esque as well, to where they utilize their cardio as a killer asset. And I think Charles Johnson has such a good all-around game, but he's such a slow starter. Kills him, no
Yeah.
doubt. So I think all of that. You see Kima the Hills comment by chance?
I didn't want to take. I don't want to go back and forth with like the
I just
who's
want
and
to
the,
say I think that's funny because
it's PJ talks. It's definitely not PJ.
I was like, I
By
love
the way,
PJ.
yeah, PJ talk. It's not PJ. But do you know what the steeplechase is?
Steeplechase?
It's an Olympic event.
No, what is this?
Charles was an Olympian in the steeplechase. Google it. I'll show you what it is.
I'm doing it right now.
It's freaking insane, and this is why he has the cardio that he does.
Ah, this makes a lot of sense looking at this now.
I'll bring it up.
Damn, he's small enough to be a horse racer, huh? He's that small?
Bro.
Enough to be a jockey?
Bro, the steeplechase event is crazy.
Small enough to be a jockey. Eastside Dairy, my brother. I hope you're doing well. It's been a hot minute. Love to see you, bro. My boy from BC. Yeah, there is one dog that I think is being extremely disrespected on the line that I want to discuss.
But just for all the MMA fans, if you want, like, it's not a fluke that Charles Johnson beat Josh Van. It's not a fluke that they always give this guy ridiculous sort of like matchups. The dude's cardio, he's weaponized. He comes from a steeplechase background, Olympic level. Olympic.
That. Thank you for telling me that, bro. Because
and he paces himself, and it's like, bro, king of the 5-rounder.
I'm telling you, if he fought 5 rounds, man, he would be undefeated. He's one of those guys. To where, I mean, of course, if you don't get cracked and chinned, but
I like his striking too, bro. Like his striking is super.
It's nice,
dude.
So feint heavy. This is the one thing that no one ever talks about. His feints it's very feint heavy. And that's what I hate is in the first round and a half, he just takes so much time downloading data. Feint, hand feint, head feint,
Yeah.
Like,
do you know who sometimes when he's in his flow, did you ever watch much tape of Paul Williams, Paul the Punisher? Paul was a very world champion southpaw who was 6'3". He got into a motorcycle crash in 2010. He was supposed to fight Kelly Pavlik. People remember him of getting knocked out against Sergio Martinez. But bro, watch Paul Williams' tape. Beautiful boxer, southpaw, here, dipping uppercuts, staying in the pocket, uppercuts. There's a little bit of a
dude fought literally everybody looking at his box rec. Sergio Martinez twice, a young Alexandre Lara, Ishida. Bro. If you guys don't know about Nibiru Ishida, you do your fucking
Ishida, dude. Paul Williams was one of my favorite fighters. He's also still alive, but
also Kermit Cintrone, who used to punch up everybody, bro. Used to punch up everybody.
Yeah, so I see a little bit of Charles' striking when you start seeing him box. And he throws those uppercuts in the pocket and angles. You don't see a lot of that in MMA. He's been made to grapple a lot lately. Not a lot of guys will stand and do that tap strike thing with him because that's how he steals your momentum. He'll lure you into a fight, and before you know it, you're fighting his fight.
Let's go look at who he's fought in his last few, because he's fought in a bunch of grapplers. Like, he had to fight Cody Durden, Suma Darji, who's naturally going to be a grappler, Taramanov, where if he had another round, he would have won that one. Kavanaugh, beat up on Kavanaugh. This is when Hadley was trying to be that grappler.
I picked him up on that too. You know our boy Rob in the Discord, man. People were high on Kavanaugh. Charles Johnson was like, "Not today, baby boy."
I gave out on Twitter that day. That was a free Twitter play. That fight not to go the distance at plus
good
money.
Call.
So I was pretty lit at that.
They always give him grapplers,
and I like Kavanaugh because he knocked out my boy An Ho from the MMA Lab, Arizona boy. So
beautiful dude. He still has time. He's young. Beautiful knockout.
Yeah, man. So
I want to see Charles against a striker.
He fights Alex Perez, and Alex Perez could oblige him. I don't think I'm just genuinely curious to see how this Alex Perez fight. I think Charles Johnson's going to beat up Alex Perez eventually. So,
yeah. The boys are mentioning Arnold Allen. You were going to go to another upset before we got back on CJ. What other fight on that card you were going to talk about or good odds? I'll bring it up.
And thank you guys for going and liking the video. I see the likes actually went up, so much appreciated, y'all.
Yeah, come on, boys, help the video up.
I mean, yeah, we're trying to get those media credentials. They're gonna see those 598 subscribers and be like, "Not you, champ." So,
Be
you
patient,
know,
big dog. You're one of the best in the game, man. Forget the subscribers aren't an outcome of that.
yeah. I mean, uh, just looking into underdogs that I like, man. Rose Namajunas at plus 320. I know she hasn't been of the greatest recent form,
Dude,
but I
Silva's
still
tough,
think
bro.
Silva's really good. Good cardio, good pace, good
She's
grappling.
thicker.
But
She's thick. She's like thicker than people think too. Like she for that division, she could be a bit physical.
man, I just
And,
think this
and
is a good. This is when we're talking. You know, I'm gonna
value.
always bring up
EV.
one value play.
Breaking Bad special. EV. Breaking Bad special
You
right
guys
here.
know I'm always going to bring up a value play. And I think Kiza brought up another good value play in Arnold Allen. We'll talk about that fight after
We'll
this.
get there after.
But Natalia Silva, man, has been on a really good shape, really good run here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we saw good sequences here by Viviana Araujo and good sequences by Alexa Grasso of some semblance of anti-grappling. And
Yeah.
I think Rose Namajunas, if she has any spark left from the stand-up perspective, she beats Natalia Silva. She just does. I think her stand-up is still, even at this age, too crisp, too good from range, knows how to pick her shots, really patient in her striking. The question is does she get wrestle fucked? That's really what the question comes down to. And quite frankly, guys, you're giving her at plus 320. So hear me out here. You can play her live or you can play her pre if you want. But you can watch live if you don't want to waste any money to be safe and maybe risk $1 loss, which isn't nothing crazy. If you see Rose Namajunas defend a takedown and look like she knows what she's doing, getting up with her ass off the fence, or she gets taken down and doesn't get held down, that's a live bet spot right then, right there. You watch it, you're like, holy shit, she knows how to defend the takedown in this case. She's going to be standing up because Natalia Silva, she has to grind for too many takedowns. She's going to slow down by the third round, even though she does have very semblance of good cardio. So I just think the line and the value, give me the value on a plus 320 dog all day. For you, it's plus 315, but I love the value on it personally. Again, value play, gang, value play. So
Yeah, it's kind of like every time I watch Rose, the MMA is one of those sports where when you're betting on it, you could kind of get tricked into thinking of what a fighter is at their potential. Like what Rose are you betting on? You know what I mean? She's long in the tooth now. I mean, she fought my old roommate in 2015 when she was long hair Rose. I remember Rose been around over a decade now, and we know what she is at her potential. We know where her flaws are. It's the wrestling, man. It's the physicality, but plus three, like you said, plus 315. It's a tough one to turn down. Any other ones on that card? I mean, I'm sure. Because look, hold on.
I think he's brought up a good dog. I think Arnold Allen is a little bit mispriced here versus Gene Silva. You know, it's just if Arnold Allen's chin really holds to stand the test. Because I think Arnold Allen's skill for skill is probably a little bit better than Gene Silva.
Dude, Arnold Allen's tough as hell, man. People forget he has one loss. That one before that loss, this is a guy that was being propped up.
Yeah, I mean,
is he lost more than once now?
Yeah, he's lost. I'm trying to think. He lost against Holloway, of course, but I mean, it's Holloway, and he lost against Evelev. He lost against Evelev. So, but I mean, those are tough ass fights, dude.
Yeah,
those are tough ass fights. He gritted through a strong early round before Giga Chikadze, before overcoming and beating him up through the storm. Like, I like Arnold Allen, man. I think he has a good jab. I think he knows how to extend his jab. I think he knows how to hide behind his shoulders in MMA, which is a very underrated skill. It's just,
dude,
is he going to get
Hooker, bro?
Is he going to get drawn into this crazy war with Gene Silva to where have we really seen Gene Silva's cardio get pushed and tested as of late? Like, I can't remember and Gene Silva's coming off a pretty vicious loss himself versus Diego Lopez.
Yep.
You know,
a loss, like it's not just a loss either. It's a psychological loss. This is a loss that totally derailed the trajectory of who this guy thought he was. We're going to find out if he still thinks he is that guy because it wasn't a close points decision loss. It wasn't a back and forth. This motherfucker got stopped. He lost going viral. You know what this is a guy, you know, all the spark, all the light.
He had a good first round, but Diego Lopez is just like, and this is what I'm curious. Diego Lopez is one of those guys, just to kind of add to your point, that can fucking rise through the fire, right? He can camp in hell and walk out the other side. I think Arnold Allen's kind of similar. I think he's from the same ilk. You know what I'm saying? Like he's willing to walk through hell.
Interesting matchup. It's an interesting matchup just for the sake of Arnold Allen. Like this is everything that I've seen interviews, Bisping talking about him over the years. This is a guy who stays committed to the game. He still thinks he's going to be a champion. He's coming off the Giga win. You know, John is coming off a viral knockout loss. It's tough to side with the guy coming off a stoppage loss. Bloodied up, not his opponent's blood. All that talk of the fighting nerds. It's like, bro, you got stopped, mate. So I think there's a psychological component there. Is Allen a big dog?
Dude, there's one thing that I love in MMA that I think is a little bit more prudent than in boxing.
Bro,
in my
go
opinion.
on plus 230.
Bro, he's plus 245 up to plus 260 on some books here in the state, bro. You get him
Wow,
as high as plus 260. There's one thing in MMA I love to do. Let's compare strength of schedule. Strength of schedule, not fucking close. Not close.
Between Allen and Silva?
Schedule. Let's talk about their last 6 fights.
Here's John Silva.
Weston Wilson, one of the worst fighters in the history of the UFC. Charles Jourdain, solid.
Is what Western will. Hold on, go on. You do your thing.
Drew Dober, gatekeeper. Melsick, solid win. Bryce Mitchell, the worst striker we possibly have ever seen at a high level. And then he loses to Diego Lopez. And then we have Arnold Allen's last 6.
Hold on, he stopped Jourdain. How do you rate Charlo?
I rate Charles Jourdain as his best win besides maybe Drew Dober. I would say that's probably his best win is Charles Jourdain. I'm impressed with the Vallejos win too. I can't dismiss
Kevin Vallejos is a
that was also like a 20-year-old Vallejos. He was like
contender series. Like contender series too. No fight camp. Like
now let's talk about motherfucking Arnold Allen's last 6 fights. Super Sadiq Youssef, who I think would be a top 2 Gene Silva win right now. Dan Hooker, even though it was weight depleted, Dan Hooker. Calvin Kattar, knee injury or not, Arnold Allen was on his way to beating
Giga at one time. People are fucking sleeping.
5 rounds with
Maxi.
With Maxi, and he went fucking 3 with Mozart Avalov, and he took a round off of Mozart Avalov. And if the same rules were legal today, he wins that fucking fight. I
think these odds are wrong. I think these odds are wrong, bro. I do. I think I like Arnold Allen a lot here.
Come on, bro. And if the rules were what they were today, he beats Mozart Evelev. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Arnold Allen, bro.
Dude, in his first UFC fight, they gave him. I forgot he fought Ermakani. I forgot he fought
the 1-round wonder.
Makwan Ermakani, Finland, Mr. Finland.
I can't believe he didn't finish Makwan. He quits after round 1. That's insane. Mads Brunel, hell of a win. If you know shit about fucking MMA, Mads Brunel, great dog. Bellator PFL fighter.
Yeah. I forgot he fought Gil.
Silva will hurt Allen. I don't surprise that, but Allen is someone that will walk through that fire, and Silva better hopes he fucking finishes him. Because if it starts to go past that 7.5-minute mark, oh boy, that long snappy jab's coming into play, boy. But
wow.
I just think again, and also Gasville, if I may say so as well, too. Value. We have to, sometimes it comes down to value in the end of the day. Like in the end of the day, it comes down to value. I'm never going to string together a bunch of parlays with a bunch of minus 350s and minus 400s and then be cussing out the minus 400 when he loses.
Just not your style. Just not your
Never will be my style. I'd rather bet on value every day of the week where this is
take an L. Yeah, take an L with the value
because
pick is all
the dubs I get are gonna be glorious and it's gonna make up for everything. So that's just my personal opinion.
That's why it's always funny to me when if you take a dog of the week and it's like a dog odds and you lose and then the trolls come out. It's like, bitch, that's an underdog. It's a plus value fight. He lost. Oh well, move on. But
that's the biggest thing about like kind of my prediction style is my YouTube predictions have not been good lately. I think I'm like 4-6 in my last 10, maybe even worse, maybe 3-7, quite frankly. And someone commented last Sunday and let me know every single loss I've had in my last 10. They didn't comment on the few wins, which
they'll never comment on the wins, bro. They'll never comment on the wins.
Absolutely let me know. But this is the one thing is I didn't say this, but I feel like maybe I missed an opportunity. Dude, it's easy to have a high hit rate when you're betting all of the easy plays. Like, I'm
Yeah,
trying to look for value in everything I do for everybody, not just myself, for you guys as well. So
of course. How about
that's
these
kind of the
odds,
biggest thing. And the breakdowns shouldn't always come down to the prediction. The breakdown should also come
bro?
down to the tape and analysis I put into
Bro,
it.
so
I put
this
in
is
it's a literal 12 to 16-minute video. My prediction segment is 30 seconds. How
bro,
does my
bro. So
15-minute video get summed up into my 30 seconds?
because
That's just
that's
unfair to the work I do. That's
100%.
unfair to the work I do.
Bro, here's what I was thinking about that exact thing this morning because I grew my channel doing stats don't lie videos before I gave predictions. And it was the chat that pressured me, hey, who's your pick? Because I imagine my stats don't lie videos minus the last 30 seconds. That's what they used to be. And when you pick wrong, and it's not like spirited. You know, it's not like we're calling people bums. We're doing film study and then we're giving the people our take on what we see, on who we think are going to win. And then
I'm
when
giving
they
an
don't,
educated guess, an educated
yeah,
opinion.
an hypothesis. And so what I was thinking of actually is maybe making the last 30 seconds behind a paywall. I was literally just thinking about that today. Is like having this my stats don't lie breakdown videos normal, and then like only the paid members, as you can see, the boys Gasville, Kiza, get the prediction, because then that would be able to separate the haters, because it's the trolls and the haters who are coming to hate. You know, so it's something I thought about doing the prediction behind the paywall.
Um, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is on my Patreon. That's really what I've been focusing on more lately is my Patreon. YouTube's going to be a good way to grow my Patreon. But like
Yep.
my Patreon, the biggest way I look at it is yeah, of course I'm going to give you my predictions and what I think and who I think wins, but there's so much more I offer than just that. I allow any of my Patreon members to request any fight that they want, and I will break down any fight that they request. That's the biggest thing. I have a whole tape study section where I'm giving you everything I see on tape and the tendencies that I see on tape with it. You know, it's not just about the small predictions, because anyone can find 10 YouTube videos on planet Earth on a prediction, sum up who they think is going to win, and then take that. The value that I offer is in the deep depth analysis. It's in everything else, the crickets of it, the nooks and crannies of it.
Bro, that's why I bring you on my channel. That's why I tell you to keep being patient, keep doing what you're doing. Not many people are putting the time in like you do.
And that's one thing that I wish more people understood is the time that we put into this, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not in school right now, but I work 40 plus hours a week in the
same.
times that you're actually in school, like going to it. And then you also have to do the 15 to 20 plus hours of tape study, man. It's
I know. All for your prediction to be wrong, and then people are fucking.
Or sometimes even worse, your fight gets canceled. That's the fucking worst.
It happened to us. Santiago Cedeno. That was one of my favorite. That was my favorite fight this past weekend, and it got canceled.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's what you said about the paywall. It's funny is like I've had the Nikita Zoo breakdown up on my Patreon since I want to say Sunday. I had Jorge Chavez dropped on Monday, and then I also had Rocha Codiel dropped yesterday.
Yeah,
and I'm not dropping Rocha Codiel on YouTube. That one's going to be strictly for my YouTuber or Patreon subscribers.
What I would suggest you do though, and this is where I was telling Gary this too, because a lot of people think that because I wasn't on Gary's stream for 6-7 weeks that we were beefing. The beef was manufactured by the trolls. But I was telling Gary, I'm going to tell you the same. Post it on. Oh yeah, you don't have My bad, you can't do that. When YouTube allows you to set memberships up, what they do is once your memberships are set up, post the video, put it behind members only, and then YouTube's algorithm will boost that and suggest that members only content to new potential subscribers. But I think you have to get to a certain number of subs.
I have to get to 1,000 members, and I have to still get like 1,500 more watch hours.
All right, it'll come. You've only been doing it for
since Xander Zayas and Chino Garcia. That was my first breakdown. Was Xander Zayas, Chino Garcia.
That was with El Finito in the background on the TV. That's the first time I watched your content. And then you were like, I messaged you and you're like, bro, I watched your content. I go, what a small world.
It's surprising. You know what's so crazy to me, bro? This is what I also think is crazy. Why it's interesting why you don't see people with show of presence, right? Like you'll have random people that you never know watch their content, but then you'll talk to them in a DM and be like, yeah, bro, I watched your video or I watched this. I'm like, bro, what? Like never commented or anything like that. Like
I know, never commented nothing.
Hey, which is all good. That's not like me like being pissy. I'm just like, dude, that's crazy. I didn't even know you watched my shit. Like,
what's your take on these odds on Sedon? I want to just get back because we're approaching an hour. I got some time.
I think I think Sean O'Malley probably from range beats him up, but I think Song Yadong has more tools in the tool bag. I think Song in terms of like his grappling style and stuff, but I really like Sean O'Malley's partners that he's training with, man. He trains with really good people out here in Arizona.
Have we seen the best of him? Is he on the decline?
We've seen the best of him, but I don't think he's on the decline. I think he's probably on like the state. He's tough matchups, dude. Like, I don't care who you are, bro. Like,
do you think he'll ever win it? Do you think he'll, you know?
I think he beats up Song Yadong, man. I think he beats up Song. Is this a 5er or a 3er?
I'll check.
I think it's on the early prelim, so it may actually.
Isn't that insane? This is like the reason why I ask about O'Malley is like, did he ever reach his full potential? Because Dana was propping him up as like Conor. You know what I mean? Dana's been thirsty to find his next Conor, and didn't he have a reality show? He was did he?
It's only a 3-round fight. I think. Well, O'Malley's kind of lost momentum because he's not as flamboyant anymore. He's just not as flamboyant as used to be. He doesn't Twitch stream and all that stuff.
He doesn't stream. Okay.
Like, he's not as flamboyant, so he's not as. And honestly, bro, I just think that days and the era of a superstar are kind of dead in UFC. It's a brand now. The star is the brand now. That's what it is. They're banking on the UFC being big. They're not banking on Alex.
They don't need a fighter. Yeah,
exactly. They don't give a shit about ticket sales now that the pay-per-view model's done. They don't care about any of this. It's all residual bullshit. They made their money with their long-term deal with Paramount Plus. Like, in the end of the day, like, there's no true stars anymore. We saw the last true star in Conor McGregor. We lived through the last true MMA star, y'all. There will never be another true MMA star. It just won't happen.
You don't think so?
I can guarantee it. I can almost guarantee it. It's like maybe years down the line, right? Maybe years down the line, like how you had Michael Jordan, and then you have 25 years later, here comes LeBron, right? Or 15 years later or whatever. And maybe something like that, but it's too uniform now, guys. It's too fucking uniform. Do you want
to talk a little bit about, is there any other fights? Because we got a lot of, I know people are used to my channel just being boxing. I did want to ask you about the 3 fights that you broke down boxing, but in the UFC, guys, just remember, this is our first live stream. The fights are in 10 days. The prediction show will be next Thursday. Let's turn the page. I want to talk about some boxing real quick while I got you here. There's a couple rematches we're going to be watching on the Golden Boy card. Rocha and Curiel, what do you see?
Let's talk about Chavez and Zoo. Rocha Curiel to be I'll give like a quick breakdown because I'm gonna selfishly keep that for the Patreon boys.
All right. Do you want to do Chavez?
I need to make sure my members get their value.
How about Gucci versus Chavez?
Yeah, my prediction's dropping because I dropped that prediction on Patreon early and it's dropping on YouTube tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, you haven't even predicted it yet. Okay.
I mean, I have. It's been dropped on the Patreon for like 3 or 4 days, and it's going to be uploading on my YouTube at 7:15 tomorrow, 7:15 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So Gucci Flores versus Chavez. The first fight was clear 6-3-1 to me, 6-4 at worst for Chavez, 7-3 on a good day if you're being less generous than I was, giving the 10-10 round in round 8. I think the movement of Chavez was clearly giving Gucci Flores issues where Gucci Flores probably wanted to stand in the pocket and bang it out. Gucci Flores found better tracking and did a good job finding the outside foot on someone like Chavez as the fight went later on. But I think Chavez had a lot of good success and moments in the pocket. And in fact, I think the inside of pocket fighting is strongly leaning to the Chavez side. Quite frankly here, the hometown robbery was sick. It was sickening because I've rewatched that fight 2.5 times. So I went back. It's funny, it's rewatching it. And when I say 2.5 times, because there were multiple rounds, I had to rewatch multiple times. So I rewatched it in whole twice, and I rewatched multiple rounds multiple times. And I went to my Twitter and I looked at when I scored it on Twitter. And on Twitter, I even said I can only give Flores 3 rounds. Rewatching it, I feel the exact same way. I can give him 3 rounds and 1 10-10 round being a little bit generous. All in all, man, I just think Flores has to make the more adjustments. I just think.
Do you notice this? I put this up in the Discord. I remember Chavez being bigger in the first one. Manny looks
You are a
bigger.
cornball, and so is Johnny. Thank you, Lucifer Lover.
Manny looks bigger here.
Manny looks definitely bigger. He
Didn't
looks
you? Don't
even
you remember
Chavez
the other?
even Chavez in that exact moment, the way he's looking down, he kind of looks he kind of even noticing how big he looks. Pretty
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. It's kind of interesting. They just posted this on Golden Boy's Instagram. This is from our Discord. I put this up in the Discord.
Golden Boy clearly wants Flores to win. That's the guy that they want to win. He has the nickname. He has the big following. You go to Golden Boy's post right now and look at this. You go to Golden Boy, go look at the comments, and it's literally all
Gucci.
It's literally all let's go Gucci.
I know.
Let's go Manny. Like it's insane how much it is. And this is my thoughts on it. To quickly break it down, because I rambled a lot there. I think Manny Flores has to make maybe not a lot of adjustments, but clearly build on what he did last time, kind of crash downhill, close the gap, work the body. But I think Jorge Chavez, he said in his interview, what he's working on is his cardio and putting out more punches. If he has better cardio in rounds 9 and 10, where round 10 was super close. The 10th round was still super close. You gave 9, 10 to Flores and you gave 4th to Flores. But 10 was still super close. If he had a little bit more cardio to push, he still could have won round 10 himself, ultimately possibly winning him the fight. If Chavez sticks to the pocket, beats up the body early where we didn't see a lot of body work, I just don't see why he can't beat Flores again. So I like Chavez to get it done again, quite frankly. So
yeah, it's interesting. I feel like Gucci started. It took him a while to get going. I actually gave him the last round. First time I scored it, though, I had it 7-3 Jorge. Second time, 6-4. Maybe there's a draw swing round there. But I thought it was clearly, I hate using this word. I thought Jorge definitely won that fight, man. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they're doing it again.
Robbery shouldn't be used for every fight, but that was clear robbery. You can't find, this is my thing, is if you find a boxing fan that scored it for Flores, they're clearly just biased. Because there is no way you can give, no way. There's no 5 rounds you can find for Flores. There's barely 4 rounds you can find for Flores. That's a fact. You can barely find 4. You cannot find 5. You cannot. You cannot.
I agree.
Go frame by frame. I will frame by frame this with anybody. Come join the Patreon, and I will go to a voice channel and frame by frame it with you. But
so part of me is like, did Gucci have an off night? Because I wish I knew somebody in his camp, because I'm shocked at the odds. Did you see that? We're gonna pull the odds up. It's Chavez is the underdog here.
It depends on the book you look at. The odds are flipping all over the place. So
are they?
Yeah.
Okay. I only use 2. I use Sportsbet to navigate, but I use Bet365 to place. Bet365's interface to live stream it's kind of shit. So let's pull those odds up real quick.
Bro, you're lucky you don't have to do a BetMGM. BetMGM has the shittiest interface of all time.
Is it horrible?
It's the worst thing ever, man. You're sitting there like praying that your bet's gonna get taken, gonna get placed.
Oh God!
Like it's absolutely insane, bro.
Wow, they just dropped all the whole card is up now. Look at this. No, Chavez is now the favorite.
Showtime knows MGM is pure ass. Like this, the thing is, I will never disown any sports book just because I'm an odd shopper. You have to odd shop. Like,
okay.
See, Manny Flores is the dog now.
That's wild. See, I like the fight to go over. I like the fight to go the distance. If we're and maybe, dude, a sneaky
what
back
are the
to back
odds on that? It's like unplayable. What's it going to be
is
like?
It?
Watch.
Oh, fight to go the distance, 132.
It's like that's giving out. Helen Keller could tell you that.
Yeah.
In a tenor. Even though, honestly, no, I don't necessarily think it does go. I don't think necessarily go the distances is as much of a lock as the odds are saying either. I really don't. I think Flores,
I might sprinkle. Dude, back-to-back draws might be in play.
I think Flores gets cracked a bit. Shout out my boy AC the Hulk in my Discord. He posted a few clips of old boy.
Little Showtime's Money Meech, by the way.
Huh?
That's Money Meech.
Oh, Money Meech. Yeah.
So we haven't seen a back-to-back draw in a rematch in a while, but we've seen it before. It's happened before.
Well, the thing is you have 2 rematches back-to-back in this case. So if you like
Curio Rocha, I think the draw
playing either.
I
Both
think
of these
so.
fights are super close. That's the biggest thing is Flores did gain some momentum in those later rounds. And
He did
if he started off earlier than in this case,
earlier. See, I think that's a tactical thing, and so that's where I'm kind of torn. Now we're talking value prices. You give me Manny, you give me Gucci man at plus money. Now we're dog hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's not even worth it though.
plus
That's not
money's always well. Hold on, plus money's
for
always worth it.
not no
You
no
don't
no no.
think,
Value hunting is not chasing a plus 110 on the guy
dude?
that clearly lost the first fight. He's the guy that has to make the adjustments.
He's the A side.
If
He's the A
Chavez
side.
needs to make any
But Nick,
adjustment,
you have to realize though, we both agreed that Chavez clearly won that fight, but it was given a draw. So what's going to change with the judge? So my
really
point
not
is,
much, because it's only like 2
another
miles away.
another close fight with a slight adjustment by Gucci, it'll go his way with that sort of logic.
But I think Chavez can clearly win this fight, make it a no question you won with a similar game plan with this. Little bit less movement, more pocket fighting. You win this fight clearly. You win this fight. In the
not
pocket,
a lot of
go rewatch their first fight, guys. In the pocket, this fight wasn't close.
Yeah,
Chavez
it wasn't close early. It wasn't
Chavez
close early
is
either.
so fucking bread and butter, like basic. 1-2 rear uppercut,
could have been
left hook to the body. That's it.
It could have been 4-0, 3-1 after 4. Like he jumped out. And I don't know if Flores was injured. I don't know what he was waiting on. He kind of was flat.
I agree there was, but this is the thing. It's not like Flores didn't get beat 9 rounds to 1 versus Walter Santabanez.
Santabanez. It's hard for me to bet money again on Flores. I got to be honest.
And Chavez is still undefeated. You have to teach these guys how to lose. He knows he didn't. He knows he didn't lose. And
bro, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to take Gucci here. I was freaking pissed after that last fight. Even we got gifted a draw. I was pissed because I took Gucci. I think we all took Gucci in the first fight.
No. Don't say we all. No, sir.
You took Chavez? You took Chavez. Okay.
That tape was easy. That tape was easy. That tape was easy. It's still, bro, like, Florida.
You can't. Don't Monday morning quarterback me, man.
I'm not hating. That Walter Banez, that Santabanez tape told me everything I needed to know.
That's what TJ said. No, that's what TJ said. TJ said the same thing.
And you know I'm not hating. Come on, Johnny. You know I'm not.
What I was saying is the fight had already happened. We know how it went.
Oh, okay. After the fact.
Yeah. That's all.
You can search Chavez on my Twitter, and I have proof. At least I have proof of the receipts that I picked it.
No. Yeah. I went back and saw Flores was minus 310 going into the first fight, plus money now is wild, probably telling. So Money Meech, Showtime.
We're a value play too as well, because I got Chavez and I think plus 205 or plus 195, one of the two. That's the value hunting that I was doing in that case, because that fight was way too close, like way too close. So I was pretty salty, and I think
TJ's leaning Chavez by stoppage. Look at those odds. Chavez by stoppage plus 675. That's insane.
That's bro. I just think Chavez is talking about he need his team and him are putting together more cardio, more punches together. Man, I love you. Honestly, I don't want to sway anyone the wrong way, but I just love Chavez in this fight. Like, my biggest thing is we've seen him in there for 10 rounds together, and only 2 rounds were clear for Flores for me. Only 2 rounds were super clear. Round 10 was clear, so 3. But Chavez was 5 punches away from making that fight another 10-10, or making that round another 10-10, in my opinion.
Yeah, right now I'm 60-40 Chavez, based off of the first 10 rounds, based off of the tape. I heard you
talking to Gary earlier. You liked a little bit of Flores earlier, though.
A little bit, yeah. But I wasn't. I told him that wasn't my for sure pick. I needed more time.
I know, but I know Gary, and I know Gary didn't do this on purpose, but he brashed over this comment. I asked him earlier. I said, "Are you picking Flores on behalf of the fact that you picked him the first time?"
It's a great question.
Curious. I'm genuinely curious if people because there are biases and everything.
It's a great question.
The biggest bias pick that I've had, literally, I've had 2 of them, and this is not an excuse for my losses. Subriel Matias is my favorite fighter, so of course I picked him, and it bit me in the ass.
Hold on.
I wanted my get back on Yanquiel Rivera disrespecting motherfucking Renee Bomba when you can go literally search. You want to hear you want to see the most painful shit ever? You go to the Discord. You search Bomba. Let's search Bomba in our
Discord.
No, my Patreon Discord right here.
Oh,
Look how
okay.
sad this is. I ended up picking Yankiel officially, but look at what I say 3 messages in a row.
Read it.
I'm really leaning upset. Bomba upset. Odds discrepancy on FanDuel. Plus 215 DK, 168 FanDuel, taking Bomba. Bomba lean already. Need to do some refresh tape on Yankiel. And who do I end up fucking picking? Yankiel for some get back. So this is a great learning lesson on don't let anyone knock you off the ball. If you think you have a pick, if you like Flores, take Flores. Don't let me missway you. That's the only thing I want to say really quickly to everybody. No one misswayed me. I misswayed myself on Yankiel. Don't do it to yourself, y'all. Don't do it to yourself.
Dude, Subaru Matias versus Dalton. Like, things were going exactly how I thought it was going to go until they weren't. Dude, Dalton went to the hospital too, guys. It's not like Dalton was bruised up. It's just that Dalton's backhand was gorgeous. The speed on his counter backhand and Subriel's lack of defense. We knew all this. It was going well. I thought it was going exactly how I thought it was going to go. I just didn't expect Dalton to be that durable. You know, and Subriel was super leaky, but we knew he was going to be leaky. Anyway, let's move on. Rocha versus Curio. I know you didn't drop your tape yet. Gary was leaning on Rocha, and I'm not that convinced, man. I didn't want to give my full opinion because I haven't released my stats on my video yet, and that's why I said I'm still torn on both of these fights, both of these rematches. I was actually leaning Curiel right now after the first fight. Like, I thought that it was a bit of I think Rocha probably slighted it, but he hasn't fought since. Curiel got a feature. He's fought on that. He was on Jake Paul's undercard. Been more active. They've already shared the. I don't know. I don't like the odds though. And you haven't released your tape either yet. How about Zarafa? Are you gonna break that one down?
Oh yeah, I already dropped that on YouTube. That one's dropped. That's actually that was a YouTube drop already. I dropped that on Patreon. On like Saturday.
Who are you taking?
Ultimately, I lean Zoo. I just want to say, yo, is our live taken off? Community guidelines. My channel just got a strike. We can't talk about gambling anymore on the channel. Is your live still up on your YouTube? We just got a strike for talking about gambling. What? I did at least. Yeah. My live is now taken off of mine. Your live is taken off. Oh no, your live is still going.
Make sure you come back. Make sure you argue that. Do you have your 18 and plus? What, like how could that?
Well, you're literally have pro bettors in your pro bettors is your literal title.
Why are we not? I've always done that though.
Yeah, well, I got a strike because they are changing the guidelines. I heard Narco Talk talking about it. They're calling it regulated goods now. I also got a warning from your channel. Insane betting scams exposed. Johnny Says Boxing Insider Scandal. You're going to have to start changing up these titles when you're going to have me on here, mate. I can't be having...
It doesn't make sense, man. There's no way you going live on my channel.
Hey, Birdie, look it. I'm going to send you a photo right now. I'm going to text you right now. Look at this.
But make sure you argue that, though, is my point.
I will.
Yeah. You're not going to get a strike.
Well, I already have a strike. I have one of 3 strikes now.
Yeah, but you could argue it.
So, one sec. We're going to have to start changing these titles here, champ.
Why? Is gambling illegal in Arizona?
No, it's just YouTube's been cracking down on it. Like Narco Cop, for example, he had a few videos taken down. So I know that YouTube.
Where do you say scams?
Here, look at what I sent you, man.
Okay.
Yeah, go to your phone and it'll show you right there because both strikes I got were both lives that I've done with you. Which is
so my thing is your behind the scenes settings, do you have it attached to children? Like you have to put the modifications under no children.
I know all my content sent for no children. So
explained UFC smart money, regulated goods. We don't have this policy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's just in the US then in that case.
Make sure you take action and then keep me up to date. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, I will.
I'm gonna look into this. Hey, buddy, this is crazy. Make sure you take
No,
action
no.
on that.
By the way, sorry, I wasn't trying to like put you on blast. You know, that's not what I meant. I was just surprised because I just got the notification that my video got taken down. So it just kind of shook me up.
Regulated goods. That's
That's
insane.
crazy.
I have to look into that. I do have to run though, bro. We're over an hour and 20 minutes. I've
Oh,
been
damn, we've
streaming
been
for like
chopping it up.
yeah, I've been streaming for like 3 hours with Gary too. Look, make sure you keep me posted on this because that's bullshit.
I will. My bad, bro. I'm gonna take action. Much love.
Yeah, take
Appreciate you
action.
having me on. And
All right, kid.
whatever you got the rest of the night, enjoy it, brother.
Be good. Same, brother.
Talk to you soon.